Hi guys, so this week's vlog features yard activities starting from Valentine's Day itself for the first half and the second half, and a little hack down the lane, and the second half is me and Lara and I paying a visit to the coast, and actually for the first time in 3 months getting onto Pilling Sands itself. So this guy, his dad was an international grade A show jumper, 150 or 160, and his dad was an intermediate show jumper. Now this guy, he may look like, oh, this cuddly bear that's turned out. I'm telling you, he can jump the moon. He can jump the moon. He himself, when he was young, was jumping 150. He can jump the moon. So 10 years ago, when I had a massive ego, I got on him for the first time with a whip. Big mistake. In a school, and I thought, and he is pure and utter 17.2 of pure warm blood muscle. No, he's not competition fit the way that he used to be, but still. And I got on him 10 years ago in the school twice with the intention of teaching him a lesson. 17.2 with 8.5 stone me. Oh boy, did he teach me the lesson. No horse had ever done this as bad, quite as dramatically as him. I didn't fall. He charged over to the fence line of the school and threw me. He shook, and it was planned like he flicked me off once. It was really shocking. I did what I thought every good rider's supposed to do. I got straight back on, and he did it a second time. Anyway, after that, for the next 5 years, I refused to get on him. Then 5 years later, when Bo was injured and I didn't have a horse to ride, and I was going around riding friends' horses and things, the owner said, get on him, take him out. And I said, no, you must be joking. And he's like, no, he's settled. Anyway, I never would have dreamed that horse that, just flicked me off, almost tried to kill me 5 years earlier. I then started hacking him out. I'd hack him out. I even took him in the fields for a gallop, and he is, when you say a lot of horse for a tiny little 8.5 stone rider like me. And I couldn't believe it. So he was the slower of these two, because this guy's got a quarter thoroughbred in him. He was the slower of the two. Well, with me on his back, because his owner weighs a hell of a lot more than me, like almost double my weight, with me on his back, he then became the faster horse. Guys, I got to tell you what just happened. Don't think I'm giving her bad experiences, I'm not. There's a tremendous bond there, and it was just pure and utter, I can't explain it, just pure and utter trust in me. I'm feeling really emotional. Okay, don't worry, it's not transferring through to her. When I get excited to ride Lara, that's when the bond is like, she knows exactly what I'm thinking, and we know what the other one is thinking. And that's the feeling I was having before this happened. So I was trying out a new girth, and I stepped onto it, and with the old one, so I was stepping on from the left side, but I've done this millions of times with her. I've stepped on, I could be hanging off the side, nothing will happen. This new girth slipped right underneath her tummy. She was a bit, what, and I couldn't understand what had happened, and I was virtually underneath her tummy. I was virtually underneath her tummy. Now think about the way that she broncs and all this and that in the field. As soon as I realised what happened, I didn't understand. So the girth was like up on her withers and the saddle was underneath. I jumped to the side and kept hold of her. And my amazing girl, she just stood there. And I thought, this has just happened because of this new girth. So someone was there, and I held her, and they quickly took the girth off, and I just said, this would never, and they couldn't understand it. And they said, how come, what's happened? Why is it on that side? Why is it on that side? And I didn't say anything. I didn't know what they were talking about. And then he turned around and said, oh, you were getting on the left side. I said, that's completely beside the point. I've got on the left side a million times before, and occasionally she's walked a step or two, and I've just stood it out, and that girth has never slipped underneath her tummy. It's this bloody new girth, and I just changed it immediately. But she's amazing. Like a trick horse, like when we're back to where we know exactly what the other one's thinking. I can't describe to you how filled with just pride I am. She just, what's the word? When they do this, as if like a sort of relaxation thing. Anyway, like she couldn't care less in the world. Yeah, Facebook days were so proud, full of so much courage and confidence, because every single person that saw me on it knew me personally, even if they were at the other end of the country, and they all wished so tremendous stuff for me because some of them were on yards that I was on in London before I got here. So one or two of them were like people that had ridden bow, well, only one girl could properly, and they loved to follow our progress because they just did, because they knew about us. So guys, this is an example of what started off as an absolute crap day. Look at this. Would you believe it was grey and miserable and minging all day until 3:15. I don't know where I'm going to put this in a vlog. I'll have to think about it. It's just so pretty. Right guys, I'm too scared to use this girth. It's like a slippery, silky thing. I'm just too scared. Sorry for all the mess, guys. Horses have been out all day long. Okay, I'm going to tell the truth about everything. 2 ponies, I say ponies, a small horse and a real pony went past us. And yeah, I'm just going to tell the truth. So yeah, she did. She got a bit, I thought speak too soon about the bond. She did. She got a bit wired, and one was a riding lead, and I acknowledged the adult rider, but there was a kid there, and I could tell she was a bit worried, because I could see that the pony was getting excited, and yeah, it got Lara a little bit wound up. But in our favour, mentally, she was elsewhere, and as our ranch was saying, get their mind back to you. And I was. She kept looking away and I knew it. I thought, she's looking for them, just like I was thinking about them. But I got her mind back to me. As they went past, I could tell, do you know what? All she's thinking about is them. So I stopped. The trust stopped for about a minute. And then I asked for a trot, and mentally she'd come back to me. So then she did a nice, she wasn't like, you know, mentally not with me. No, we are not using this girth. No way. Okay, something really weird's happened to the GoPro. Normally it gives me a beep and a beep 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 to tell me that it's on, and it's not doing that, but the camera is showing that it's working. So I'm just going to keep talking because the screen, it seems to be indicating that it's recording. So just had a quick chat with Chris, and the first thing he said was, did you take a fall? And he looked a bit gobsmacked, and I explained everything that happened. He was there that day when it happened, and he actually said, you know, there's going to be 40-mile-an-hour winds. And I told him, you guys that watch me, my lovely viewers, wouldn't know this, but there was a couple of people that are a little bit nasty about the whole thing. They were trying to make out like, you know, they wouldn't come off even if they couldn't see. It wouldn't stop. It wouldn't be a reason for them to come off their horse. Other people trying to make out, you know, like there's no bond, like really, really nasty stuff. Well, Chris he's been around racehorses for 60 years. He's a racehorse trainer. He's breaking one in at the moment, 3-year-old. And he just turned around and he said, first off, you've got a filly, you know, he means mare. He goes, between February and, he gave a bunch of months, he goes, these horses are absolute, thank you, I'm going to say it, he said bastards, that's what he said. And he just made me, I said, look, you don't need to make me feel better. He goes, no, he goes, they are. And when you hear that from somebody that knows this type of horse inside out, to make me, first thing he said was, where did she stop? I said, basically next to me. And he goes, that's all you need to know. So right, you're going to get really weird angles because I'm not getting my normal beeps to tell me that it's working, but it is. So as you can see, it's a lovely day. Gave her a couple of hours turnout with Bo in the morning. Yep. And I thought, sod it, if they come in without a shoe, so be it. That's what was meant to be. But no. It's really nice. So it's not warm, but I can feel the rays of the sun. Bluish sky. Thank you. I thought the GoPro was on because I don't have the beeps to inform me. So there was some brown sheep, and I was asking anybody if they know what type of sheep that is. I don't know any of the homesteading channels or anything like, or people that I'm subscribed to, and vice versa. I wish I could have shown them, but I didn't know that it wasn't not recording, and it is now. very marshy, so she didn't want to get on. And I don't have my bum tupper, because that's all I do with my dressage whip is a bum tap. A lot of horses don't want to go through this. It's a bit mucky, and we've seen it, but we haven't been on for a while. We've been on as in to have a look, but it is a bit mucky. Tide's been in.
It's been too long. Won't you come back to me? If I did you wrong, I'll make it right, you'll see. Back to my arms, I would give
Good girl. Just walk. Good girl. Right guys, now that she's chilled out enough, I'm going to tell you the story behind this ride, because there is so much more to beach riding than meets the eye. As somebody recently pointed out in a vlog, it can be very, very dangerous if you don't know the beach. In general, it can actually be quite dangerous. In some countries, it's actually a sport in itself. So the story behind today's, I mean, I could have just added music, made it look la-di-da, but I will tell you the story behind today's beach ride. So Lara was a very, very fresh, you would never guess, you'd never guess. And what I needed was a clear sky. I needed a clear sky to take her for that 4-mile gallop that she's begging for. The problem is, here at Pilling Sands, it's a blue sky and we can feel the rays of the sun. Once you've travelled 4 miles to Knot End, it's cloudy and it's cold. And for a horse that's making its comeback for its first ride back in, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, I need visibility to get back. So we'd have done that, we'd have done the 4 miles, and getting back, there wasn't enough visibility. It would have been too dangerous. She would have got cold, I would have got cold, and then while she was cold, she'd have started acting up. So I made the call that yes, I could take her to Knot End, but I could clearly see all the clouds there, and getting back would have been, there's no two ways about it. It would have been, it's a call I had to cancel. So instead, what we did was we went to the tide, which was also very, very cold. And we had just had a quick walk through it, and then we turned it into a trot, and I knew at any moment it could turn into something else. And she's also been very, very lucky, and on a cold day, being lucky, cold day and cloud cover at the 4 mile mark is a really bad combination. So that's the story behind today's, but of course I'm going to add a bit of music to make it look nice. There's the tree lined bit that we love so much, but it doesn't look so great now because of the cloud cover, but we haven't seen that for yonks. Yes, so that was a very, very cold sea, and Lara could have quite easily got extremely fresh. I could feel it all coming. As I've said before, she needed that 4-mile gallop, but we'd have got to the end of the 4 miles and the cloud cover coming back. That would have been a real, what's the word? Look at the speed of this car. I'm so trying not to swear. What a complete and utter W. Yeah, so the cloud cover coming back combined. So I wouldn't be able to find where we need to get off, which is fine. You know, you can afford to get lost on a warm day. Well, you wouldn't because you could see it, but on a chilled out horse. But she'd have got cold. She'd have been fresh. She'd have been like, right, let's do more. And then what with me not being able to find where to get off because of the cloud cover, it would have been recipe for disaster. So there's a time I would have just gone for it, but I'm being a little bit more cautious because she's trusting me loads to look after her schools. I think Chris is due to pack up in about 15 minutes. So we should make it back in the next 2. We're just parked there at the end of this lane. So we should hopefully be able to get ourselves a burger. He said last time he wanted to leave a burger for me, but he tried to open the jockey door and it was locked. So I didn't know that. So I've left it open. And I said I'll pay. He said I can pay next time, but I can see that they're still there, so I'll get one in. I haven't had one of those burgers from the food station for a month. If you get a chance, see this little short I put up of a thing from the 50s where the guy's saying to the girl, do you want to come to the beach for a coffee? And I don't know, it's just like really nostalgic memories of when I first started vlogging here. I don't know, I come across the most fantastic dog walkers. They just go over and above and beyond. Maybe it's because this is an area with a lot of retired people, OAPs and that. And I think they're very used to horses in this area, so it's not like ignorant dog walkers that have never seen a horse. They all know them. They call it unbeatable hacking round here for horses. Thought he was closing up. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Till next time.